to do this too quick. I just need to take my time. Hey everyone, and welcome back. So today we're going to be reviewing CHICO and the Magic Orchards DX on the Nintendo Switch. Now this game is a retro Game Boy inspired adventure puzzle game, and it just released on December 29th of 2023. It currently sells at full price on the eShop for only $4.99. It was developed by Daikon Games, and it has a download size of 116 megabytes. Now, is this extremely budget game a cheap cash-in on the Zelda-like experience, or is it maybe a hidden gem? That's what we're going to figure out in today's review. And just remember as we jump in that one of the best ways to help support the channel is to hit that like button and subscribe if you aren't already. In this game, you're playing as CHICO, a chipmunk who stumbles upon a portal to a world filled with giant walnuts. Now, he plans on getting them back to his home, and to do so, you'll have to solve a variety of puzzles and challenges. It's a simple setup for a simple Game Boy inspired game, not overly ambitious, but the plot does make sense and it does add also a touch of humor to the quest. However, the in-game cutscene could have made it clearer, with an extra dialogue box or two, because it really took reading the description of the game to fully get it. For the gameplay, you will immediately recognize a top-down perspective very much alike classic Zelda games from the Game Boy era, like Link's Awakening. And although the similarities also don't end there, there are a couple of important differences. And the first is that outside of the boss fights, there is absolutely no combat present, rather focusing on puzzles and platforming. And also, rather than an open world to be discovered, the game is split into a level-based design, cutting out the exploration side. The puzzle gameplay is definitely where you will feel more of the Zelda influence, where every one of the different levels plays out sort of like a mini dungeon with a central theme. Each of these levels will have you completing puzzles and or platforming challenges to obtain keys that open gates to either the end of the level or a boss fight. Now, some of these will be more focused around platforming, while others will be more around the puzzle aspect. The main original mechanic here is the need to alternate between carrying a walnut, which can be used to activate certain switches and panels, or even thrown in a slight pinball-like mechanic. And alternately, when you're without a nut, to platform around the levels, which allows you to move quicker, but also jump. Now, many levels will also force you to combine both these aspects of the gameplay. And I have to say, the gameplay is truly where this budget game shines, with inventive and fun levels that offer challenge, but generally won't overstay their welcome. The boss fights also use these same mechanics in interesting and diverse ways, which was impressive. For the most part, the game is well designed and the controls are fairly responsive. However, some of the hit detection did feel slightly off from time to time, leading to a little bit of frustration. And also on a side note, I did also softlock a level once, forcing me to restart it. In the overall context, however, these issues were very minor, and at worst only set you back a few minutes. Experienced players can most likely expect around 3 hours of gameplay for the main campaign, while less experienced players might need to add an extra hour or so if they end up scratching their heads on some of the puzzles. Following the end credits, you do get a couple of bonus levels unlocked that probably extend the gameplay yet another hour. But for a budget $5 title, my overall thoughts on the gameplay is that this is an excellent offering for retro enthusiasts. Visually, the game emulates very closely the experience of a Game Boy Color game, all the way down to the on-screen bezels. The inspiration for the visual art style feels like a blend of Link's Awakening meets Pokemon. And the pixel art, although simple, conveys a great cutesy feel to the game that is extremely nostalgic. Furthermore, the coins you collect in-game can even unlock additional color palettes to add a little bit more of a visual flair. And on the sound side, the chiptune soundtrack is fantastic and enjoyable. And once again, The game also offers an in-game music player where the tracks need to be unlocked by the same in-game coins as the color palettes. Once again, I find that this is a very impressive offering, especially given the price point. Now we get to the verdict, and if this is one of the first reviews of mine that you're watching, my review scale is available down below in the description of the video. And in the case of CHICO and the Magical Orchard DX, I'm actually giving this game an 8.5, putting it at the high end of a great game. Now for me, when evaluating games, price point is a huge factor, and for a game where its full sales price is only $5, it's really hard to expect a better experience than what you're getting here. The gameplay is fun and original, the pixel art is on point and nostalgic, and the chiptune music is just fantastic. And the only true downside is that the game is on the short side, and there is a few hit detection issues. Basically, if you're looking for a nostalgic Game Boy inspired game that you can knock out in just a few hours and will only cost you $5, this is going to feel like a great pickup. So now I want to hear from all of you. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And don't forget, on the way out, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and click on that notification bell so you know when all my future content comes out. And as usual, I hope I'll see you in my next video.